All right, let's go one more tip or one more thing that people should focus on in 2024 to become a black belt faster.
Yeah. Um, the main thing is I just like to preach this so much is just have fun. And I know it's just such generic advice, but it's just the truth. Like people take jujitsu way too serious. If you're not going to be a
100%.
yeah, if you don't want to, if your goal isn't to be a world champion, then it doesn't matter if you lose some, you're not progressing as fast as you want or whatever it is. Just have fun because people take the fun out of it, and I just hate to see it. I hate to see people like not have as much fun because they lose. Um, yeah, it's not a big deal to lose because the person that's beating you, someone can beat them, and someone can beat them. So like, it's just the way she goes.
Yeah, there's always going to be in jiu-jitsu, there's always going to be someone faster, stronger, better, even within your academy, and that's one thing that I really started to like focus on too was like having fun, man. Like I'm there with friends. It's a privilege to be able to train for me. You know what I mean? Like, and so why would I go in there thinking it's a requirement or it's a necessity to win all the time or to do my best when it's something I get to go do. I don't have to go do it. I get to go do it. I'm not trained to be a world champ. I have a 401k. You know what I mean? Like I go there because I want to be around like-minded people. I want to get a good exercise in. I want to do it for the calories, like you said in our first interview.
Yeah, that
you
was a
know
good one.
so I feel like people, especially when it comes to, I was submitted by a lower belt or whatever, they do take jujitsu way too seriously. And when you first start off, you can have such big expectations for yourself and what it requires you to be, whatever level you want to be at, that you can really put a hindrance on your journey because you're going to hold it to such a high pedestal. You'll feel like you'll never achieve it. So what's even the point of doing all this when you should just go in, learn, be around people, have fun, and lose.
Yeah,
Losing's where you learn the most.
exactly. I mean, everyone needs a third space. So what a third space is, for those who don't realize or don't know, like you have your home, you have your work, and then if you don't have a third space to go to, then your life is going to be not as great as it could be otherwise, because people need to socialize. They need to see other people. They need to be in different environments. And jiu-jitsu is such a great third space for people. I think that's why it's so popular and people love it so much. But then it can go from something that's was very exciting and a great thing for you to something more toxic only because of your own ego and your own dissatisfaction with losing. So a lot of things that I do, I want people to be the opposite, because people should listen. I didn't listen to my elders when I was coming up, and I should have. And now that I'm like an elder, not in the sense of age, because I'm not too old, but in the sense of like I've been doing this
We're
a
getting
long
up there
time.
though.
Yeah, I know. 33 now. I got gray hairs, and gray beard now. It sucks, but yeah, like I'm doing this a long time, and I always was very hard on myself, and I still am. And I don't want it. Like I have a hard time dealing with my own ego at times, but I've reached a level now where um, it doesn't get challenged very often. So like, but what I mean is like, it's different for me. I have different expectations because like this is my job, what I do, and this is what like I've been doing so long. But I can see it from the other side, seeing people get upset with their progress. And I'm like, no, don't be like how I was, because I had a different,
Hmm.
I had a totally different like objective for what I wanted to do with this. And same when it comes to your body and treating it right, keeping it, yeah, good. Like for a long time, I was not very good on my body. Like I just like I let things, submissions go too far, or just like let
Mm.
myself just get, or I come back from a submission, an injury too quickly and whatnot. And now that I'm feeling the effects of it, now that I'm a little older now, it's like crap. I should have listened to the people before me, and I really think it's people that are starting jujitsu now. Maybe they've been training a year, 2, 3 years, whatever. They might not hurt now, but they will hurt if they don't train intelligently. So I always try to spread like good jujitsu etiquette, culture, safety, that kind of stuff. And yeah, because like my neck's pretty bad, and that's like the worst part. Yeah, it's my neck sucks, but everything else is like decent for the most part. Like my knee, I hurt it, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I want people to train for a long time, have their third space for a long time, and to do that, you need to be healthy mentally and healthy physically. So don't be too hard on yourself and keep your body in check.
Yeah, I feel like blue belt blues or purple blues or whatever you want to call it, when people start quitting jujitsu is because they're no longer having fun. It could be for a multitude of reasons. It doesn't have to be, promotions or whatever. And I feel like that's when people start stepping away is when they feel an obligation to show up. Cause I've definitely
Mm.
have gone through that. I felt at a point I was like, I have to go to jujitsu, whether it was because of the podcast or because I felt like if I didn't go that time, then I was going to get so far behind and I didn't want to do that. And I was going to start sucking at jujitsu more than I already do. You know what I mean? And it really put like this weight on my shoulders to go train, and it was so hard to motivate myself to show up and to be there. Even during the class, I'm like, why am I here, man? Like, what am I doing? I could be at home sitting watching TV, but I'm here. Like I don't really even want to be here. And I think it was because I started focusing on more things than just having fun. You know what I mean? And if you guys are experiencing that at home, maybe reevaluate why you're showing up to train. Is it because you want to be a world champ? Because being fun in jiu-jitsu, trying to be a world champ, sometimes they're gonna collide. It's not gonna always be fun. But if you just want to be there to learn jiu-jitsu, get better at self-defense, then focus on that. Like, have fun. It's okay. You don't have to win everything. You're not always you might get passed up on promotions, and that's okay too. As long as you prioritize what your goal is.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And just to expand on your point, like if you're not having fun with jujitsu, it's absolutely okay to take a break.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think everyone needs something. I think like if maybe jujitsu isn't for you, and you do quit or whatever, but you should find something that some third space, some interest, some hobby. Because watching TV all day or all night after work, it's fun. Like, yeah, it's definitely there's a time and a place for it. Like I enjoy that too. But like every
Yeah.
single day and that be your hobby, I don't think that's like the living life to the fullest. But I also, yeah, I'm not saying that's bad. That's great within moderation, because it is relaxing and enjoyable and you need to relax. But yeah, some people should try Muay Thai too. Like Muay Thai is very fun. And I think that Jiu-Jitsu people don't realize that they would have a lot of fun if they train some Muay Thai. And you don't need to spar. You can just train just for fun. And but you can spar too. It's not as scary as people would think, as long as you're matched up with the right people. And so maybe if someone's having a slump in jiu-jitsu, maybe taking a couple months off and doing Muay Thai instead might be a great option. Like I love Muay Thai. I've been training Muay Thai for like 8 years, and people don't realize, they think I'm only a jiu-jitsu guy. But like, no, I do it all. I love it all. And it's funny actually. So I did like a reality self-defense thing, and they the guy made a poll, who do you think is going to win, and only 10% of people said me. I was like, what the hell? Because they're like, oh, these other guys are they're more well-rounded, but they just don't know that I do Muay Thai too. So it doesn't like make me upset. I thought it was kind of funny. It's just they don't understand, like, I'm a decent striker nowadays.
Yeah, they didn't watch you and Matt Chan or
Jeff Chan, yeah.
Jeff Chan. Matt Chan's a CrossFitter. I always get them. Jeff Chan on shredded MMA, sparring with each other in MMA rounds, and what was it, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like, go watch
Yeah.
that video, guys, if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, that exactly. But it's that, like, my striking was not great then. That was actually right after the pandemic. And I hadn't done any striking in like a year and a half probably. And so I had to do that round. I'm like, shit, how do I even do this? Like I haven't sparred in so long. But he commented, I sparred with him a couple months ago, that he was blown away how much better I've gotten at Muay Thai. And he asked me like, oh, who's your instructor? It's like, well, me. Like I don't have an instructor. I had to teach
Professor
myself.
YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't say that to be like cocky, oh, I'm so great, but it's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. I've only had an instructor since I had an instructor up until I was a blue belt, 3.5 years of training. And then I had to, teach myself at that point. And again, I don't say that to brag. What I mean by that is like, you can learn so much online and get good, and you can increase your understanding. You don't need to rely on your gym or rely on other people. It's all out there on the internet, and people should take advantage of it. Whether they have an instructor or not, it's like, learn, like, do your homework. If you want to be better at the sport, learn online.